Hey, what is up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and today we are going to be reacting and reviewing the 6th episode of The Crown Season 2, entitled, this is a tricky one, it's Vergangenheit. I hope I pronounced that right. So without further ado, let's just get into it, because this is the longest episode of the season. Yeah! Where are we? This does not feel like The Crown right now. This feels like The Hunger Games. Germany, 1945. Okay, so we've gone back in time a little bit because I believe the last episode ended in like the late 50s, so...
What's he asking for? Freedom in a country of his choice, and a generous pension to last the rest of his lifetime.
Well, okay. He can negotiate, I guess. It's a lot of intense walking.
I'm going to need to speak to the Prime Minister.
Oh my gosh, it's John Lithgow. That was a nice, pleasant surprise. Oh, okay, so this is before Queen Elizabeth became queen even.
We all suspected him.
Wow, what a throwback.
Winston, ever.
What is written here brings the greatest shame upon this family.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I feel bad for them, but like, for TV's sake.
Happy birthday.
Oh, this is the sad uncle. Oh.
Happy birthday, dear true love.
I feel like a main takeaway from the series is that British people love their pets. Oh, is the uncle feeling sad? Is he kind of depressed? I guess he's gotten bored of partying and living a nice, easy life with his wife in America. I believe they're in America, right? Wow, look at that lady's headwear. He's wearing a fake crown. He could have been like an actual legitimate king.
Deeply rooted within me is a need to serve my country. I need a job, a purpose.
I'm sure you'll handle it all perfectly, Michael. You had something.
Girl, remember the last time you thought that Michael would handle everything perfectly?
Duke of Windsor.
Okay, so now I'm gonna assume he's gonna find that paper that King George said, if anyone finds this, it's gonna be bad for the family. They're gonna find it right now.
There's nothing to stop the American government publishing if the British government won't.
Oh, that was kind of a threat. Okay, so is the scandal that King George knowingly pardoned a Nazi? Is that what the beginning of the episode was?
On arrived in London, my mood was lifted.
Oh god, here's his shady letter writing again.
We arrived at Fruity's rather drab little house.
Drab. This is a drab little house.
That a Christian is a person in whom Christ dwells. It's Christ in
I love how they included these glances of looking at Queen Elizabeth. She is very engaged with what he is saying.
That encounter has taken place.
In an increasingly complex world, we all need certainty, and you provide it.
Well, that's not me. Scriptures provide.
Yes, but you illuminate them so well.
Oh, what is going on here?
Great joy, which is why it's lovely as queen. To be able to just disappear.
Okay.
A simple Christian.
She really likes him. Like, I don't know, like, not like that, but I mean, like, she actually really likes to listen to what he has to say. She's watching him leave. What is happening? Maybe it's just the reassurance, like she was saying. She just needs reassurance. She doesn't like always being in charge, I guess is the thing. Even Prince Philip is confused, just like me.
Is that the file in question?
Yes.
Let's make a start.
There are just so many different storylines happening right now. I'm really interested to see how this is all going to converge. Currently, we have the uncle is back in London. Queen Elizabeth is enamored with the religious crusader. Then there is this file that has been discovered. It seems very separate right now. I'm interested to see, hopefully, I'm gonna assume this is gonna happen. All those three things are going to converge at some point. I can already tell just in the way that they wrote this episode why this is the longest episode of the season.
Mountain really did come up with the goods, and his friends really do.
Isn't that so
want to
nice
help
for him to have like that access
Now,
of
I'm a student
friends,
wait.
help me
What
create a
is
job for
it
myself.
representate-
Billy
Turning like
Graham.
lemmings to this crusading showman from Charlotte.
I don't personally know much about Billy Graham, but that name does sound very familiar to me, so
Rumor reached me that Shirley Temple even invited the fool to preach at Windsor Chapel.
oh yeah, Shirley
Imagine
Temple is the
that.
code name for the
There's
queen.
a
Okay.
sense of Smugness, self-congratulation, and hypocrisy. What a grotesque occasion that must have been.
He's always so freaking
now
shady in
that
his
calls,
letters.
and for
Do these
my
letters
case,
really
no,
exist?
without
Comment down
yours
below
aside.
if you know. Okay, okay. It's starting to see it all come together in a way.
Now, you see, this government was now left with no choice but to publish certain material which both my predecessor, Winston Churchill, and yours, your late father, tried to suppress.
What material?
The Marburg files, ma'am.
Oh god, here's Michael. Let's see if he can figure this one out. Oh yeah, the mom knew. Uh-oh. Mom's got some explaining to do.
And this is the man you inexplicably led back into the country. I hope you have a strong stomach.
Oh my god, I am so confused. What in the hell? I'm like kind of lost.
Ah, yes. Your first time back.
In this room, yes.
Oh, that's not awkward at all.
Must be French grey.
At least he like remembers the design contributions he made to the room.
Talk to me.
No, actually, I've come here today on another matter. Job.
She's like,
Whereby I'm
what?
Clearly.
You had a chance to serve this country. The greatest chance.
Oh damn, she's probably still so
You gave it
effing
up.
pissed.
The first is
Oh
the
my god, she's like
ambassadorship to
seething.
France.
I'm sure that you'd do all three jobs very well indeed.
The shade in like her eyes is
But
just like
that's
always
what I
amazing.
recently From state papers.
Which state papers?
German state papers.
What?
And what exactly is in these papers?
Okay, thank you.
Communications detailing your relationship with Nazi high command.
Well, it's utter nonsense.
It states that you were considering publicly going against the government and pledging your support for peace with Germany, thereby breaking with my father, the king.
Oh,
in
shoot.
another, it says that in return for your support, the German government offered you a home in Spain where you could wait out the rest of the war in peace and safety while your countrymen gave their lives.
I went to the Bahamas as the British government instructed.
Yes, you were instructed to go to the Bahamas because of your views.
Dang,
These
this
papers-
uncle, man.
Hitler and his henchmen were once our friends.
Oh,
There was no indication of who Hitler would become. You could argue that we were the ones that made a monster of him.
oh, well. I feel bad that like Queen Elizabeth is always kind of in this position where she has to be once again this person that makes really tough decision, and I think that's why she's kind of enamored with the Billy Graham character, because he's someone who is so certain of everything and she's just not certain really of anything.
Can I ask your opinion?
Of course. What about?
Forgiveness.
So what have I done now?
No, not you. Uncle David.
Ask Tommy Lascelles to come and see you.
What?
In an unofficial capacity. For sherry or tea. Or human blood, whatever that monster drinks. And ask him about your uncle. He was his private secretary while he was king. He knows everything there is to know.
Wow, Philip, what a great suggestion. Another great scene between Claire Foy and Matt Smith. And look at Tommy with his little figurines. Is that what you do in retirement?
You're mid-battle.
Yes.
I just think this is like so funny.
Oh. These?
He's like, don't
Sir
touch
Edward
those.
Pakenham's 3rd Infantry Division. Shall we, ma'am?
Yes.
She did not put it back in the right place. I got you, Tommy.
To let the Duke of Windsor back into public life, and as an example of a Christian in a Christian country, to forgive.
Okay, because that's what she heard in the sermon. Okay,
Your
okay.
Majesty.
Tommy's about to
Are
have
you-
like a brain aneurysm right now. He's kind of freaking out. It's okay, Tommy, breathe.
Before you make your decision, ma'am, I believe you should be in full possession of the facts.
I've read the Marburg files.
So have I. I said full possession.
Oh no, there's missing pieces
You
of
mean there's more?
information?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great.
Having promised to retire from public life, we now know that he had no such intention. Why else would the pair of them decide to visit Hitler in Germany?
Oh, crap.
The Fuhrer labelled the trip an unofficial state visit, so it is unsurprising that it was on that same trip, at the home of Herr Hesse, that the plan was hatched. The Duke of Windsor as King of England, effectively betraying and dethroning your dear late father. In return, the German forces being given free rein across Europe. And there were visits to SS training schools and early versions of the concentration camps. Now, of course, the full horrors were yet to come. Nonetheless, he visited.
Oh my god. Nope, don't give him a job. Elizabeth, you know what? Forgiveness is beautiful, but he does not deserve to be forgiven.
God looks deep down inside. God sees how you really are down inside. Now, you may be outwardly defeated. We're fine.
Ooh, that is a read for her uncle.
I've had a chance to think about your request to serve your country.
Oh my goodness. Denied.
I was keen to help you.
But then,
But
I know the truth.
But, on balance, I think not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you don't need that under the terms of the agreement reached after the abdication, you are permitted to return to the United Kingdom only at the pleasure and invitation of the sovereign. I find myself unable to grant that permission.
Damn, that's hard for Elizabeth to do. I mean, because that is her uncle.
I came to my own mind.
Well, you have no mind of your own. That's why everyone's so thrilled with you. That's right.
Okay.
Who has done more damage to the monarchy? Me with my willfulness, or you lot with your inhumanity?
You are the inhumane person.
There is no possibility of my forgiving you. The question is, how on earth can you forgive yourself?
Read him. Read him. Damn. I mean, like, she kind of helped him, though, by saying, like, you need to go back, like, low-key, because once this comes out, I mean, she didn't say it explicitly, but it was like, once the news comes out, the truth comes out, you are not safe here in London, so you need to go.
Reverend Graham, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty?
Wow, a second time, okay.
Are there any circumstances, do you feel, where one can be a good Christian and yet not forgive?
Christian teaching is very clear on this. No one is beneath forgiveness. Dying on the cross, Jesus himself asked the Lord to forgive those that killed him.
Yes.
She's like, that's not the answer I wanted.
The solution for being unable to forgive. One asks for forgiveness oneself, humbly and sincerely, and one prays for those that one cannot forgive.
She's like, okay, whatever you say, man. I'm gonna get down on my knees and pray. Pray for my uncle. My shady uncle, who writes shady letters every time he appears in an episode of The Crown. It's like, I'm sorry, dude, that you can't really have a purpose anymore, but also, like, you kind of chose that life, and there need to be consequences to your shady actions. Prince Philip is so funny in this episode.
Neither is my drinking companions tonight. Care to take a guess?
I wouldn't dare.
Your dear Ma was one.
What?
And Tommy Lascelles the other.
No.
Yes. I know. Hideous thought. But we all agree to put aside our historical differences to celebrate the one good thing that we all have in common.
Oh, they all
Which
hate
is?
the uncle.
You.
Oh, I kind of wish we would have seen a scene with the three of them drunk in a car. That would have been, like, even just like 5 seconds. That would have been great.
Not to mention successfully banishing Satan from entering the Garden of Eden. That's Christ's business in anyone's books. So it's a gold star from Jesus.
He's funny,
And a gold
guy.
star from me.
Uh-oh. Oh my.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oh my god. Okay. Joker. Oh my gosh. Interesting. He drew a Joker card and put down 2 King cards. Because you're kind of a joke. Oh my god, is that him? That's him! Oh my god, that's him standing with Hitler. Oh my goodness. Okay, and some post-show thoughts. Honestly, I really don't have that many thoughts on this episode. It was a bit long. This is the longest episode of the season. They have like an A storyline, a B storyline, and then a C storyline, and then it all like converged in an unexpected way. You know, the uncle is shady. What's new? I could tell he was shady from all the shady letters he was writing back in season 1. Finding out that he colluded in a way with the Nazis, and he was basically someone who was always just more interested in his own personal self-interest, and he clearly only cared about himself and he didn't really care about other people. And I just think it's kind of ironic that he always throws in the face of the royal family the fact that they're inhumane people, yet he himself, if anything, is the most inhumane out of all of them, with just willingly even considering agreeing to be at peace with Hitler and Germany while like his fellow British men were dying. I mean, shady uncle. I mean, that's really all I have to say about this episode, honestly. I feel like this episode and the previous episode really felt like history lessons to me in comparison to like episodes 1 through 3, where yes, they did provide some history lesson, but it was more like, it felt more of like an emotional narrative focused on the characters and their development. And I think personally for me, those are the kinds of episodes that I really enjoy, when we get to learn more about who these people are aside from the facts in history, just learning who they are like emotionally as people. So I hope we get to see more of that in the later episodes. This episode was fine, but personally not a favorite of mine. It felt very like, this is the history lesson of the day. Alright, and my question for you guys is, do you guys think that Queen Elizabeth made the right decision of not allowing her uncle back into the country with a job, basically? For me, I was like, yeah, you go, Queen Elizabeth, and clearly Prince Philip and her mom and Tommy Lascelles agreed, because he is one shady man, and God knows what he would have done with being back in the UK with an actual job. So I don't know, he just could not be trusted. I know she felt very conflicted because she was just like, how can I forgive? Is it possible to forgive? Is it bad? Can you still be a good Christian if you don't forgive? Queen Elizabeth, yeah, you made the right decision. And like Prince Philip said at the end of the episode, you kept that snake away from the Garden of Eden. Good on ya, Queen Elizabeth. You deserve that gold star from Jesus and Prince Philip. And that's about it for this week's video. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button so you know when a new video from me comes out, and comment down below your thoughts on this episode. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all in my humble opinion, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Okay, bye guys!